I don't know why my program just that screen recorder just skips a couple of words at the beginning. So let's start. I'm gonna demonstrate the replication project. I'm using strong consistency. So I've got like three event services and two front ends. That's the primary. As you can see in the jar file, when I run that, I specify the host of the node of the service. Um, I specify the primary event host and the primary user host. So in this case, this one is the primary, this one is the secondary, and this one is also secondary, and I have like two front ends, 2351, 2352. This one is 2370 and this node is 2390. So let's start. As you can see, I'm the primary, and that's the secondary, and as you can see, it added the secondary to the membership. Now 2370 was added, so the primary added it and it sent it to the previous node, which is the previous event, which is the 2390. So both have the same maps. And okay, so 2370 also got everything. It got the front end list, it got the event map, it got the membership map, and it got the operation ID. So let's start the front end also. As you can see, like all of them added front end 2351, and this one also like everyone added 2352. So let's do some operations. I created some users to 313 to 314. To 313, I'm gonna purchase 20 tickets and transfer them to 314. And I'm gonna do some purchase order testing for 3 users so that I want to execute like the first two. So I don't want, even if this request came first, it should wait for the first two to finish. I'm sending this in a sequential order, not concurrent. So let's start using the Postman. So that's the um, event create. I'm just creating an event. So the order should be event 1 and event 2, event 1, event 2. Let I'm gonna run that like 5 times. Okay, so as you can see, all of them are successful. Let's see here. So I've got create, 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 5 create, and 5 create here because I was using two front ends on creation. And as you can see here, the primary got the operation, it assigned it to 0 and it sent it to the members, and they all responded. As you can see, the order from 0 to 9, then requests of creation, and here it's the same in all the members. Now for the second test, which is checking the ordering of the ordering, as I said, of the purchase. Like I need the first two to purchase, so this one won't purchase because each event got only 20 tickets. So I'm gonna run this only one time. As you can see, like this one and this one, they were successful, but this one failed. So to go to this part now, using the purchase, I sent two of them from the 2351 front end and one of them to a 2352 front end. So here on the purchase, as you can see, I've got the purchase. I sent it to all of them, to all the members, and all the members replied to it. I sent the second one. Now I tried to execute this ID, but it didn't execute. This is just typo. I mean, I meant 12, but in the code maybe I'm just adding +1, but it removed ID 12. So let's do the third part, which is transferring tickets. So before I do that, I need to purchase some tickets for 2-3. As I said, I'm gonna like transfer tickets from 2-3-13 to 2-3-14. So I'm gonna purchase 20 tickets. As you can see, the purchase is successful, and here I told her it was a typo, so I again, like, it's a new purchase operation came in, so I gave it the 12 because I deleted the 12 before, so this one became the new 12 operation ID, and I sent it to everyone, and everyone added the purchase and executed it. So I'm not gonna go in details for the other ones, just for the first part, like, because that's the first time I'm doing that. So on the transfer, that's the last operation I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna transfer to, so I'm gonna transfer to from 2313 to 2314 one ticket. I'm gonna run that 4 times. Okay, it's done. Everything is transferred. So, and I've got for transfer because I was running that on the second front end. As you can see here, it was the 2352 front end. So that's for the operation part. Now I'm gonna fail the front end. Let's say I'm gonna fail this one. So during like the logic I did, the algorithm, the primary is not sending heartbeat to anyone. The secondaries are sending heartbeat to the primary, and the way the primary is handling the membership is that when a new front end or secondary is added, it checks if all the previous are alive. So, and if one of them, like, it sent requests to all the previous front ends or the members, and if one of them fails to reply, then it deleted it, like it threw an exception and it deleted it. So I'm gonna fail the front end, and I'm gonna fail 239. So as you can see here, the ordering is 2399 by default. If the primary fails, then 2390 is going to be the new primary, and if the 2390 fails, 2370 is going to be the new primary. So I'm going to fail 2390. Now, as I said, the primary is not going to detect that, but because the secondaries are sending heartbeats to each other, um, as you can see, like, the secondary is sending heartbeat. Sorry, I missed to say that, but the secondaries are sending heartbeat to the primary and to each other. So I stopped 2390. So 2370 was sending a heartbeat, and it said that it failed, so it's deleting 2390. But the primary doesn't know yet that 2390 failed. So now, as I said, like, how to detect that 2390 is failed by the current primary is by adding the like adding a new member. We're gonna see that when I add like new front ends. So I'm gonna like do also some operations. So I'm gonna do so I'm gonna also like create, because now here with the front end I don't have, like, I'm gonna change this to 1 also. So because the first front end fails, then I can't send to to it, so I'm gonna change both to 352, and I'm gonna run that like let's say 2 times. uh, okay, so let's say like 2 times. So 2 times, it means 4 times. And as we can see that I had a 4 requests here, and according to the primary I've got 4 requests here, and I had like um, 4 requests here. Sorry, I was lost. I thought that that was also working. So I have like also like 4 requests here. Now I'm gonna skip doing the other things just to save time. Now I'm gonna add a new front end, which is, let's say I'm gonna add 2353 at this point. So as you can see here, when I added 2353, the primary knew that 2351 is that, so it deleted it and it added 2353. The same for the secondaries, like they knew now that 2351, because before they add a front end they check for the previous front end if they are dead or not. So I added the front end. Now just to remember the ordering, now it's 90 then 70. Now because I'm gonna add like the 2390 again. So as you can see, the ordering changed. So it was before 2390, then 70, but now it became 2370, then 90. Why? Because the the secondary is added to the primary, and the primary, it checked that it existed before. It means that it failed, and now it tries to join again. So it won't put it in the same position as it was before, so it's gonna add it to the end. So now this one is added, and as you can see the secondary already deleted 2390, so it's gonna add it to the end. Now I added 2390 again. I'm gonna do also like simple operations like this. I'm gonna do so I've added 2353. So let me do the purchase part, but first I'm gonna change this to 3 and change this to 2. It change this to 3 and change this to 2. Change this to 3 and change this. Oh wait, that should be 2. Okay, so let me okay, so I'm gonna run this one just to make sure. Like this one is event 2 to 353 to 352 to 353. Okay, and event 2 got 20 tickets. So okay, I guess I did something wrong here. Just let me get all the events. Oh, already, like they were purchased before. Sorry for that. I entered the wrong one. So I'm gonna put 2353 here, but with an event 3, let's say. So For example, event 3 got everything available, so I'm gonna do event 3. Yeah, because this one purchased from event 2. My bad, sorry. Um, so this one is 3 and this one is 3. So let's try this again. So I've got 2 out of 3 and that's correct. And let's go to this part. So I've got 3 purchases and I've got here 3 purchases. Now I deleted this one because it didn't work at first. Sorry, so what happened is that I executed the 17, that was the previous one. Then the 18 failed, as you remember, so I deleted that one. Now I've got I sent 18, so 17 is executed here and here. Now the 18 was executed. I tried to do the purchase on the 18, but it failed, so I destroyed this ID. Then like for this request that I did 2 out of 3, that's 18 and 19, so that's 18 and 19, and 20 failed, so I deleted 20. Okay, and as you can see here, the purchase part. Now, so I did the simple. I show so the last before the last, I'm gonna show how the primary is gonna fail. So in the code, I just did something which is like, as I said, that if the primary, like these two are sending heartbeat to the primary and each other, so when the primary fails, they're gonna detect that, and according to my algorithm, the bully one, 2370 is gonna be the new primary. But what I did in my code is that to show that the coordinator, if the coordinator didn't send the new that he's the new primary, then the other front end will not know that a new primary is elected, and they gonna wait for like some time and then send the election request again. So what I did is that in 2370, I'm preventing this in the code to send the new primary request that it's the new primary. So let's delete this. So as you can see here, it's sending a request again. Now skip this part because this part is not dead, so it's gonna like loop again to itself. But I'm talking about like this front end, this secondary, sorry. It didn't receive any reply yet, so it's just waiting for 5 seconds and sending election request again. And this one is also like waiting for 5 seconds and starting the election request again because it didn't fail. So when I fail that coordinator, so as you can see now 2390 is the new primary, and it sent its host to the two front ends, which is 2352 and 2353. So if I did like create event at this point, create event, let me create some events. Okay, so I'm gonna just execute that twice, for example, once. So they are successful, and to go to this part, as you can see, like the previous ID was 19. Skip that because this ID was destroyed. So the previous ID, the most successful one, was 19, as you can see here. So the new ID is gonna be 20, and that's 21, and that's true. So the last thing, let me just clear this one. So I'm gonna create add let's say to 360, and with the primary to 390. So the new primary got to 390 and a member to 360. Now if I let's say if I also I'm just doing that because that's the fastest one, because I did everything before. So if I executed the code again, so I'm gonna do that 3 times, which means 6 times. So all of them were successful. And as you can see, like the last one before adding was 21, so 22 till 27, and the same 22 till 27. Let me okay, I'm gonna show you also that get event from the secondary. So the secondary, new secondary is 60, and when I get the list, so it's gonna contain all of them. Okay, so it's gonna contain everything, and I can show you that using the get events from the main one. So the primary shows 22, and as you can see also the ordering is 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. So the last one is gonna be like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. And that's for like doing simple operations. Now the last part is like doing concurrent operations. So I had like a curl script that I'm gonna add at the same time concurrent one, and concurrent two. So with the local host, let me change this part. Uh, or okay. So let me change this to 3 and change this to 3 also. So as you can see, I got 2 creates. So the 2 create were like 28 29 28 29. Just skip this because I called the get event from secondary without using the front end. That's why it threw an exception, but it's working. So yeah, that's my whole logic. Simply what I'm gonna talk about during the code is that how the primary is checking the failure of the front end. I talked about that, about like how the primary checks the failure of the front end and the secondaries, and how the like even the secondaries check the failure of the secondaries and the primary using the heartbeat, and how they detect the failure of the front end. So the replication is like straightforward, which is like when I get an operation ID. For example, if I received ID 23 before 22, I'm blocking 23 until I get 22, and I just execute the request and parse it. Then after that, I'm gonna notify the 23 to run. What also? Yeah, mainly that's it. The replication, the election part, I'm using bully algorithm, so it's getting like the higher, but in my case the second one is the higher, so it gets in order, and then it when the new primary is elected, it sent request to all the other secondaries, and it tells them that I'm the new primary, send me all your operation or like timestamp IDs, and it chooses the highest ID and asks that service to send the event map to everyone else, including the primary, that in case that the primary is not doesn't have the highest operation ID. And after that, it sends its new host to the front ends to tell them that, hey, I'm the new the new primary. I guess that's it. So thank you so much.